We were just wondering, is your house in the middle of the street? Thinking about that. Welcome to the I Am Real Estate Show. You're here with Ray, Sandra, and Danielle, and we really appreciate you spending an hour with us today. Today on our show, we have our designated broker and owner of Indie Realty, Don Geisler.
Hello, thanks for having me on again.
Well, of course, we're going to talk. Our show is all about real estate, and we have our designated brokers. We want to talk a little bit more about some things that you might not know about or you haven't heard about, which is called AAR. And I'll have Don tell us what AAR is, and then we'll go from there and think about some of the things in legislation that's come up.
Yeah, I think I'm always really gratified to find out how much work NAR, the National Association of Realtors, and AAR, the Arizona Association, work on behalf of consumers in our communities. Right. And they don't know, most people don't know the exhausting amount of work that AAR does, working with the Arizona legislature and, giving their opinion and supporting or not supporting proposals and laws and ideas that they feel are detrimental to property ownership rights.
Yes.
I think every few years we hear people talking about adding sales tax to a home sale. And these are the organizations that are trying to protect the owner's equity in their homes by fighting those ideas when they pop up.
Hey, Don is talking about first is NAR, who is the National
Association of Realtors.
Then there's AAR, who is the Arizona Association of Realtors. Then there's TAR.
And there's Tucson.
So it goes from the national to the state, all the way down to your city or your county. Mm-hmm. And then the whole thing is under ADRE, which is who govern us as realtors, which is the Arizona Department of Real Estate.
Yeah, so the Arizona Department of Real Estate is the government entity that is responsible for licensing agents and for protecting the consumer. Like, their number one mission is protect the consumer. While the association, AAR, NAR, TAR, we're all members of the National Association of Realtors, which is a trade association, and it has over a million agents in it, and I'm always very, very proud of the work that they do.
Yeah.
Right now in Arizona, a proposal that was just on the table is about residential rental tax, and there currently is in Arizona tax on rentals when you rent residential property. And so AAR has been very focused on trying to have it repealed, and actually worked across both sides of the political aisle to get some juice going on it and to get some understanding. They did pass it, but it did get to the governor's desk and get vetoed. So it still lives out there right now. But NAR's position is just that, it's pretty significant. Like, the average tax on monthly rent is about $51 a month, and their association's position is just that detracts from food bills. It detracts from, qualification to buy houses. It's just an unfair burden, on renters. And then the taking care of it is an unfair burden on, the property owners. So,
well, the property owner is already paying a little bit higher property tax, and that is already being passed on to the tenant. So we're then adding another layer of taxation to that tenant.
Yes. Yeah, there's property tax out there. Property taxes are pretty extensive. I mean, we're lucky in Arizona. Sometimes I hear numbers from other states around the country, and the numbers will just knock your socks off, But we're pretty lucky in that respect. But the article I read today said that although the governor vetoed the proposal, she's indicated that she's open, to fleshing it out a little bit more, and was just not satisfied, I suppose, with this iteration of it. But it's still going to come back again. So also out there is there are proposals on the table to strictly limit short-term rentals. And so AAR was very clear that they were not going to be in support of that.
Right.
And that one didn't get very far, but that always has the ability to resurface again. And, you know, AAR's position appears to be, you know, that such restrictions restrict property owners' rights. You know, restrict what they can do with their property. So, you know, the question is, how does anybody walk the fine line between you have the right, you know, to do with you what you want with your property, while at the same time the neighbor has the right to also enjoy their property. This is one that I've actually, you know, seen with my own eyes, meaning the short-term rental is across the street from my house, and have just seen, you know, sometimes things don't go exactly according to plan.
Sure.
with
Well, and
things.
HOAs sometimes are the ones that are behind that too. They want to restrict the owner's rights to rent that property out, and a lot of HOAs require a 30-day rental period, and some 6 months.
Yeah, and I think as of right now, HOAs, that is the appropriate medium, you know, for that right now. That's more the community members,
Right.
you know, deciding on how to operate their particular community.
Yeah.
You know, the proposal, I believe, that was in the legislature was restricting it like in a city. Like a municipality could only have X number of short-term rentals. And I didn't dig deep enough into it to see, you know, what the rationalization for that is. But that one appears right now to not be going any further.
I think
Well, there is a certain amount of our inventory that's being bought up for short-term rental purposes, and that does impact the hospitality industry. So if you're looking to book a hotel and you're like, oh, I'll just jump on one of the short-term rental websites and see what I can get, I can see where the city would have an interest in taxing, if nothing else. I think
Right.
we've seen that in recent years, taxing the monies that are being made there because they're losing it on the hospitality side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there is always two sides to every story.
Right.
You know, there always is. But you know, I just I would encourage listeners and consumers to really a little bit take a look at the type of work that AAR and TAR and NAR do on behalf of our community. Yeah.
we don't see a lot of that, and what I understand is that it's all behind the scenes, and so if it doesn't pass, you don't know anything about it. You didn't know it come forward. It just happened, and the things they've done to help you wouldn't even know about it. And I don't know how they get that out to people that, hey, we're here for you. But I think that's what maybe that's for us to do, to remind people.
Probably. And there has been in the past proposals on the table for transaction taxes on the sale of real estate. And so, you know, that would be a big number. That would be
It would impact
prohibitive.
people selling in a huge way, and buying too, because everything's gonna get passed on to the other people involved. So
It would discourage first-time home buyers too if they know that they've got these big taxes they're going to have to deal with.
It
Yeah.
most certainly would.
absolutely.
Yeah, we are here with Don Geisler, who is the owner and designated broker for Indy Realty. They like it when I sit there and I slow down, I think a little bit, and I say, let me calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
We're heading to the break. We're here with Don. We're here with Sandra, myself, and Danielle, having a great time enjoying this Sunday afternoon. I'm sure you guys had a fun day on Thursday when it was snowing. It's not snowing now.